like I said, here we go. Like we have an electrical box that's painted pink, but has a green cow and a rain cloud, blue rain cloud with a smile near certain types of buildings and churches. So there's that, and then reference Arizona, but also reference Aztec. Spain, Spain. So Stan or Steve, they might have proved, right? S, hard markings of S's and P's and A's everywhere. That Stan and Karen or Perlita and Joe, that you stole Greg Faust stuff, Jay Beswick stuff, or Ron Miller stuff, or all three, Perlita. But mainly that basically Spain, if it's because it's in their interest to figure out what's going on, they're starting to prove that the group of you do nothing but lie. You had to have committed homicide because you guys are building to it. And so it's either Greg Faust's child that they killed or Jay Beswick's, or they had each one. Yes, Karen and Don, it's that you guys, Carney Bernard is that big of a liar. Freeman Bernard. Yes, Bernard, you guys have stolen and touched that much with Ellery. I'm betting that's what happened, and they're figuring it out. And Spain and or Israel is going to flag you all as frauds and fakes. And yes, man, they are showing off their Spanish prodigy. Oh my God, you pretty ponytails. They must like Katie Godfrey, ponytails. She must be a superhero. Let's see. Would you go? Here's the Spaniard one. Oh, it's very pretty. They're making sure they show that one off. But it's proving that Karen, Perlita, Joe, you guys committed torture, and there's a high likelihood that you guys stole it from Greg Faust, Jay Beswick, and Ron Miller. Possibly Paul Bueller. But there's a high that you guys are using Greg's stuff to be immortal. The Oyster Cracker Man, the Antilla Man, Perlita, and Stan and Karen. And that you're S. Payne, Stan. Markings of S's everywhere. Or Gordon. Let's see what I think is going on, though, is it's Ellery and the Robo Knight and Gordon and Dave trying to, and the Oyster Cracker Man in the blue box is playing roles of people that they aren't after they stole shit. And that's why it doesn't work, because those nations, Spain or Israel, or even down south there, have already figured out that the group of them were lying and stole it to try to create a black. Shush all you want, Robo Knight, but that's why you guys are sick and fucked up. If there's marking on my face and Brian Miller's face and Heidi Beswick's face, there's a high possibility that Perlita and them went digging that shit up and then tied it to her dad's stuff. Could possibly be. Maybe. Because like I said too, it's already starting to show you guys' mating patterns. One thin, one fat. So if I'm seeing that, it means that they forced it and then started lying. So like I said, Brian, after one point they had to have taken it, and they're framing people for it. Possibly. Or England figured you out, Joe, because there's too many sick and screwed up people. Let's see. Spaniard, that's what it was, a Spaniard or backyard, right? S. Payne, Spain. So you guys since they figured out you guys are lying, it's ripping you guys, tearing you guys up, like turning you all into dog food, and they're letting it because it's kind of getting obvious that it doesn't belong to Red Randy or any of you people trying to claim it. Let's see. You guys are torturing for it. And A's and P's and S's all over. Oh, reference Aztec Stadium. So Aztec. I was going to say too, Jewish or Russian, or dial origin, Jewish, Russian, Spanish descent. But Aztec Stadium, new Aztec Stadium, Aztec. So now we know Tomb Raider boy. So Perlita's trying to maybe claim it's Mayan, but it means that it's not working because you guys are using, you're violent And at the time when they made them, there probably was very little violence, if any at all. Yep, Brian, there's a good chance that all they do is frame people. And Perlita and them have done it so many times, or whoever's doing it. Bernard and them are carny emoting it and country and westerning it so much that it's doing nothing but that. So they had to have stole it. Or, like I said, they're covering up homicides because there's going to be older history on the other side, south, or like from Germany, right? Same thing. South of Germany, you're going to have a different history, anything from north. So like the Civil War, Revolutionary War, north to south, the south will rise again, but all their attacks would be from the north. So your history on the other side of the border is going to be different. So there's a likelihood that a lot of us were born down south. Like I said, that stuff was created for us, and then as we moved up building, that's where I'm pretty sure Joe is still down there. I mean, if he's running the same deal, you can shush all you want, Robo Knight, but that's the problem with it, is that you guys are tricking kids, and it's obvious that it is stolen, and you guys are using torture. And like I said, Rain Cloud, Pink Box, Green Cow, Jay Beswick's channel is green next to certain kind of buildings and houses, and right there you guys have your argument. Or if it's near a blue Methodist church or whatever, and you guys are fighting over the Maltese cross, that's why your women are getting fat as well. It's not due to the text that's being written. She's telling you guys a bullshit story, and it's based upon what they actually did to people, and that's why it's not working, because it's near an older type of house too. So it sounds like Mr. Man tried to set in that reality for you guys, and you guys fucked it all up. Let's see. And then the Christian cults used it as their supposed saving the world thing, and it's not. Like I said too, you can pretty much prove they went after Hilton's, Bowman's, and Kennedy's with it, because it had to have worked. Rothschild. Bernard, you're the one with the fucking problem, dude, because you keep running that fucking zoo fucking circus through the fucking world, dude. You're the one stealing them. Because you have to know locations, which means one of those guys like GPS Night of them are helping you all. Reference Arizona. Oh yeah, so we can actually start to prove the attack on Russians. Specifically. Oh, dogs play tennis balls. Tennis players, Russian tennis players. So if they're doing the all-American theme, Red Randy and them are so fucking racist and shit. Yeah, they're using foreign dials to try to force an agenda to be fag, and they're all-American shit, and it don't work. And he fucked one of those guys fucked the wrong one. I can tell you that right now. So I hope it's worth it, Randy and you guys, because if it's who I think it is, if it's Mr. Green himself, and you guys screwed over his relatives because you guys keep attacking his relatives and Greg's, he caught you, Red Randy. And then they can prove the attacks on the rest of the girls too, because you guys target and you're running the same war over and repeating on the same people. Freeman's. Bernard E. Freeman. So he changed it to France, La Chance, to cover for Ballamorat. That's why you guys are cloned up like a bunch of fucking morons, Dave and Perlita. All you do is fucking lie, because you're the ones who are stealing them, and you're attached to Quinwan because there's going to be a relation there somewhere. So if you guys want Spain, or the Israelis to fix it, or whoever does down there, I have a sneaky suspicion I know who does it. You all will have to find some serious respect. But I doubt if Spain is watching, they won't. They're going to let you guys turn into dog food for the shit you guys did.